Welcome to Helping Hands, the program that celebrates the people who make the world a better place. Coming up today,
this is a checklist that we need to do, that we do with everyone when they're moving into accommodation. You're going to have to change your address, so we're going to do that with Medicare and Centrelink.
Wesley Mission works with thousands of people experiencing homelessness,
identity, belonging and purpose. It's like the standard response, right?
What are the things we really long for? And we invite you to connect at helpinghands.tv.
Our residents deserve really lovely facilities because we are all the same. We are all in this world together, and our team at Edward Eger Centre, they're just really genuine. They really are, they're amazing. They do incredible work.
I think there's someone coming in this afternoon for 403. There's a room clean, which is 406.
Okay, right. Does that need to be done?
That needs to be done. So obviously once that's clean, that's up for rotation.
Bye guys, have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Grace.
See you. Speak to you soon.
I was living in the Sunshine Coast, and then with my son and my partner, we ended up breaking up, so I ended up coming back to Sydney because my father was dying. He died earlier this year. And the most hardest thing is to find a place in Sydney that I can afford, you know. I was staying in hotels and that, we're just dead money. You're not going to find anything better, nicer than this setup. The plan is to stay here until I find something, until I find somewhere to live, you know, permanent. And their plan is to help me as much as they can. They organise everything, really, to make it easier for you. Oh mate, I don't know where I'd be, and that's the truth. Wesley Housing are the ones looking after me.
I think as a whole, Wesley Mission has extraordinary services, and I think working in partnership just creates an all-rounded service. We do a lot of wraparound support services, and they actually work as a team model. So they all bring their own specialised, unique styles of work when they're actually working within a team. So we have organisations that come through that support the residents, say with mental health, financial literacy courses, legal services, financial counselling services.
Big day tomorrow. How are you feeling?
Good, thanks.
Yeah? All right, so you're going to view the place tomorrow, which is exciting, and I think you'll really like it. So this is a checklist that we need to do, that we do with everyone when they're moving into accommodation. You're going to have to change your address, so we're going to do that with Medicare and Centrelink. Do you know where the local Centrelink is in Bondi?
No.
Okay.
Bondi. Don't know where it is.
Okay, that's something we can probably take you for a drive and have a look at. Of course, tomorrow we're going to be meeting with the other team that's going to be helping you out.
Morning, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're going to come in the morning, we're going to meet them tomorrow, and then we're going to go out to the place and they'll show you around. We'll work with you to furnish your apartment. Yeah. So we've got some of those vouchers and everything, which is really exciting. And then we've got that Vinnie's referral where they come out and they will meet with you, have a look at the house. A lot of the time, it's like the kitchen items and the essentials that, you know, are little things that they can provide that they get a lot of donations from, but it all adds up cost-wise. So they'll help you out with that. Yes. So the way that the case management works is similar to how you've been working with me and Atul here and the rest of the team, of course, but they come and visit you. Yeah. So instead of us coming to get you, you've got to be like super proactive about it, yeah? Knowing that you've been through a bit of a rough time recently and everything that you've been through and that you've shared with me, what does it mean to be moving into,
new life,
you know, Bondi?
New life, new people.
Yeah.
What you have done for me since I've been here is unbelievable. I've never had the help that these guys or any of you guys have done for me in my life. It's been grateful, like so grateful. Like, I can't thank you anymore. I'll be so grateful.
You've put in as much as we have, mate, so you should be just as proud of yourself, you know?
Sort of, getting there.
Absolutely, 100%. Thanks so much for coming to our appointment, and let's get it done. Let's finish that long week up.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Let's finish this week on a high, yeah?
Out of the bed.
Good stuff, thanks, Scotty.
All right, mate.
These guys find there's a lot of forms that need to be filled out, and they can find it overwhelming. You know, we do this on a daily basis. It's what we do. So case management alleviates all the stress from these guys. They can concentrate on just trying to find themselves, settle, work on what they need to work on, and we'll do all the mundane stuff of filling in forms. We give them appointments, fortnightly appointments, weekly, dependent on what they need. They're expected to attend that. They meet us so far. We'll do, I would say 70-30 is a good ratio. You know, we'll do 70% of the work, but they're expected to do their bit as well. So we give them tasks, and yeah, they have to do their bit as well.
Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
This is a checklist that we need to do, that we do with everyone when they're moving into accommodation. Yep. You're going to have to change your address, so we're going to do that with Medicare and Centrelink.
I came to Sydney for a break. I heard about West Mission. I was homeless. They've been helping me for the 18 months on the program because I suffered a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago. They've done me a lot of favours. They do take a lot of people in. You got your privacy. We use one of these swap cards to put the power on, because you don't put that in your door, you won't get no power. The electricity, the gas is all been covered by the rent. You get breakfast, you got to go buy your own lunch, but you get tea, which is dinner.
So the guys are just having dinner now, where they can just walk out from the room, come down, then go back to the room. It's getting a bit back, something like normality, yeah, something a bit more real in a homely environment. That's what we bring here. Even though it's 40 people, we still try to bring the big family picture into things. It's important that they get a meal. It's important that they know, you know, they stick to routine. We give them times. You know, it gives them a purpose. Some guys will miss it, but they don't miss it very often. Once they realise what times that they've got to be here, it gives them something to focus on. It gives them a bit of a responsibility and gets them into sticking to a routine. I say routine's massive. We have certain times for dinner, so they get used to that setting, and away we go.
I stayed here for a couple of years. They helped me get my place. I was homeless because nobody could understand my sickness. They're more interested in, okay, who are you, which house you know, what do you want? So I got the people from here to translate for me because I'd be an angry man. You got people that don't know the medical part of it. I look normal, but yet I take about 9 drugs. They brought my life back together. They actually really care. And I always tell everybody, get here, because they'll do something for you. Because out there, it's not bad, it's just that nobody really cares.
The rewards I get from this job has changed a little bit since when I first started. You know, I thought the reward would be getting them housed and that's it. That's the end goal. There's plenty of rewards before you even get to that. You know, just getting the guys wanting to sit down and talk to us. The guy who was the ukulele, he was with us previously. A big reward for me is that this guy comes back and wants to talk to me all the time. We keep in touch on the phone. There's lots of guys that keep in touch with us. That's a massive reward for me. That means we've done something, and and more often than not, the guys do come back here because they have an attachment. And then they see a friendly face. I hope it's a friendly face that they see, and this is what we get. You know, this is what makes it all worthwhile. Cecil's going to do what he would normally do when he first walks into a room, and bless it in a good Cook Islander tradition. Have I got that right? Yeah. Brilliant. I knew I listened well. Hi guys.
Hey Cecil, how are you? What's happening?
This is room 308. This is a brand new room.
Yep.
Completely different to how you remember it, but...
Oh, wow. This is new, bro. Man, this is better than the last one we had. This is really good. I just got to do a bit of business. That's the place. Take all the bad spirit out. Dear Lord, thank you very much for giving me this place. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Amen. Wow, yeah, this is better than the place I got. We actually got a toilet in there.
I know, so when you said, what do you think, Seth?
Yeah, nah, this is really good. You got your own toilet.
Yep. You seen it?
Before it was our group.
No sharing showers anymore.
No sharing showers. I think I might come back.
So it's good that they've got their own privacy now.
Yeah. You needed that privacy. It looks really beautiful. I feel comfortable. I want to come back, but I can't because I got my own place.
The goal, obviously, is to make these guys, get them in, settled, and then get them moving forward. I always say they've got to move forward from here. And you know, sometimes it's a bit of a revolving door, and they come back, but it's ongoing, and we just keep going and going until we eventually get them settled and help them live the life that they want to live. Flat white, cappuccino.
Black.
There you go.
2 sugars.
There you go, mate. Sweet enough.
If you are a helping hand or would like to see a helping hand from your local community featured on this program, visit our website and be in touch. We'd love to hear about the people and organisations across Australia who are making the world a better place.
Welcome back to Helping Hands. This is where we celebrate the people who make the world a better place. Many people believe that being content is the key to happiness. Today, we ask our panel to look at what we long for and to discuss what it means to be content.
Thank you so much for joining us. With me on the panel today, we have Keith Garner, former CEO of Wesley Mission. We have youth worker Nathan Brewer and also Justine Toe, a senior fellow at the Centre for Public Christianity. Thank you all so much for being with us. Thank you. Justine, you've spent a little bit of time researching how things like film, TV, stories really influence our sense of longing. What have you learned about how those things do feed into that need?
Well, I've learnt that every human being longs to be recognised, longs to be known. When we're born, we're looking for someone who recognises us and who can introduce us to the world. And I think if we can experience that face looking at us and loving us, then that is a key existential kind of need that's been met. And I think that, you know, movies and TV shows, they all teach us that not only do we want recognition, but we want meaning, and we want meaningful work as well. We obviously all can't do that necessarily, but I think that we want to be able to use our gifts for our own satisfaction. But, you know, I think we do long for a way to have that amplify and not only just benefit ourselves, but benefit our communities as well.
And Keith, what do you think drives that feeling of longing? Where does that come from?
To answer that, I want to say there are a couple of ways in longing expresses itself. There's the longing that's yours to succeed, to be recognised, to achieve, but there's also that longing that comes through other people. And I think that it comes from the deep part of our lives, really, from wanting to ensure that parents, family know something of that. There's nothing better, I think, for a child and for a young person to know that their parents recognise them. And that's not as simple as it sounds, because there are many kids who never, ever have that feeling. And it's a great gift to give. But there's also the longing that comes from not just achievement, but the longing to do things, to be things, to go places. All those things are a part of life. And you get a privilege of doing that, but you also get a tremendous sense of pain if it's not there.
Do you think that we all long for the same things as humans?
I don't think we all long for the same things. I think I agree with what Justine was saying about longing being something that's fundamental to all human beings. But there are different longings. There's the longing to be recognised, the longing to achieve, yes, all those things. I think there's the longing to feel that I've done something with my life. I think that's a very real feel that people have and look for.
And Nathan, what do you see young people longing for? What is compelling them to move forward, I suppose?
Yeah, I think there's three key things. I think they want to have an identity, a clear, this is who I am. And so there's that recognition of my name's X and I'm this. There's also a longing to belong. So I'm part of a community, I'm part of people who value me, who care for me, who love me. And so listening to a study, young people are willing to join groups that they are ideologically opposed to or even don't agree with on lots of different things if they feel loved. And they'll leave groups where they're actually ideologically aligned if they don't feel loved. So they just want to belong. So they're happy to be in a place where they don't agree with everything that's said if they feel loved. And then the third thing, which has been touched on, is purpose. So, social justice movements are so popular now because it gives a sense of purpose. I'm working towards something. I'm solving racial injustice. I'm helping with the environment. I have a purpose. And so identity, belonging, and then purpose are the three things that teenagers are just desperate for at the moment.
And not all of us are going to get to feed into those needs for young people through something like youth work, but as general members of the community, in our own families, in our workplaces, what can we be doing, do you think, to address some of those longings in a healthy way for young people?
There was a study done in the States. 70% of 13 to 25-year-olds are happy to be mentored by an adult. And again, it's just they just want to have someone who's older, wiser, more experienced in life, investing in them. And so again, you don't have to agree with everything they say, you don't have to affirm, but you just care, just take an interest, listen. I heard one parent asking their kids, what do you believe that you don't think I believe? Like just chatting about issues and just being invested and caring will do a world of good. You don't have to end up on the same page in everything, just take an interest.
Yeah, that's a really good question. What do you think you believe that I don't believe? I like that. And I think at the core of this whole conversation around longing comes this idea that once we get the thing we long for, we'll be content. Keith, from your perspective, what would you say some of the ways are that we can achieve happiness in a healthy sense? What would you suggest people look for to gain that feeling of happiness?
A lot of people, especially families and individuals, are struggling. The word happiness, I mean, gosh, we could have an hour on just what does the word happiness actually mean. But I think that in terms of struggling to find that contentment, that peace, that place of meaning in their lives, I think one word that we just passed by was mentoring. We need people alongside them. And I was always thrilled when people's lives were changed, not because they'd done something, but because somebody had taken the time to walk with them, whatever that means, giving them time, listen to what they were, and started to give them affirmation in their life. I think all those things are very important.
And Nathan, in looking at the way things like mentorship, happiness play into the life of a young person, for the people that are examples to the ones younger than us a little bit, what would you say to them to do this well, to be a good mentor to people?
Yeah, I think happiness is so tricky because often it's circumstance dependent. And so we've got to equip our young people to be happy even when life is hard, because if life has to be going perfectly well to be happy, then you're going to be miserable a decent chunk of your life. And so it's giving young people things that they can ground hope and joy in even when life goes wrong, because if it's job flourishing, relationships being amazing, everything being perfect, then happiness is going to be a small percentage of your life. So you need something a little bit deeper than that that you can cling to and hold on to when life goes wrong.
It's interesting to talk to older people because part of my work has been working with whole organisations and asking questions about how fulfilled do they feel at that point of their life. Because maybe some of the things that define what we achieve with the rest of our lives come very early on. And some of the decisions that are made, some of the successes, some of the failures, some of the things that are there.
It all plays into each other. Well, Keith, Nathan, Justine, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you so much for watching.
If there's a topic that you'd like to see discussed on Helping Hands, visit our website and be in touch. We love talking about the things that make the world a better place.
What does being content look like for you? And is it possible in your circle of influence? Let us know what you think and contribute to the conversation on helpinghands.tv. There's definitely a connection between happiness and being content. Whether you value material things, social works, or relationships, there is always more. Contentment brings about happiness when we recognise what we have with gratitude before we start to look at how things can be better.
Let us know about the Helping Hands in your local community at helpinghands.tv. Send a photo or a short video and tell us about your local heroes in 25 words or less.
Thanks to Keith Garner, Justine Toe and Nathan Brewer for joining Laura in the studio today. I hope you are motivated to make a positive difference in your circle of influence. We'll be back next week. See you then.